How the hell did Georgie not see the second barricade if he clearly saw the first one? This whole movie can be blamed on Georgie's inability to view things in 3 dimensions.
Not only was Georgie ducking down to avoid the first barricade, but he also would have naturally had his head down to shield his eyes from the rain, so it strikes me as entirely possible that he wouldn't have been able to see the second barricade.
Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Georgie knows not to take stuff from strangers, but was not taught to never talk to clowns in full makeup that live in storm sewers.
Ah, yes. I can just imagine the discussions that Georgie's parents had with him. Remember, son, never accept candy from strangers, never go into a white van, and most importantly, if you ever see a clown in full makeup living in a sewer, then do not talk to him.
Popcorn! Is that your favorite?
Uh-huh.
I do!
I'm gonna go ahead and take off a sin for Bill Skarsgård's performance here, because this scene is a perfect encapsulation of everything that makes Pennywise terrifying. I mean, look at that f***ing smile!
I just agree with this sin so hard. Bill Skarsgård does such a good job as Pennywise, and it contributes so much to how great this movie is. Here's a sin-off.
You got a free ride this year because you're a little brother.
Henry's bully boner was cock-blocked for a full 8 months due to Georgie's disappearance? The f*** sense does that make?
Maybe, just maybe, Henry felt bad for the guy whose brother was probably murdered and decided not to bully him. That is a possibility that one should probably consider.
Other than seeing Henry and his gang be a bunch of dicks, there's zero context as to why they were going to run over Mike. And Henry screaming "stay the f*** out of my town" makes no sense if you didn't read the book or see the original miniseries. And you know how we feel about that here.
You shouldn't have to read the book or watch the miniseries in order to understand that Henry is being racist here.
Jesus, Derry might have a bigger problem with the countless number of serial killers in the making residing here than it ever will with some demonic alien clown.
Jeremy says countless numbers here when in actuality he means one.
If this water's shallow enough to touch, all of them should have died when they jumped in.
I can maybe see them breaking a couple bones or getting a concussion, but I highly doubt they would have died from that fall.
I don't know how it's possible to make a horror movie about a demonic clown, one of the best coming-of-age stories of the year, but it happened. These shots of childhood summer nostalgia give me chills and deserve a sin off, and I promise that's the last one.
Why do you say that like removing sins is a bad thing? Personally, I love it whenever I see Jeremy taking a sin off, because it adds a nice bit of positivity to the video. You know what? Just to spite Jeremy, I will be removing every single sin from this video, because apparently that pisses him off.
People die or disappear 6 times the national average, and that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse.
How is there a terrible national average when Pennywise only shows up every 27 years like an unpunctual cicada? If they can all see the blood, then how did Beverly get cleaned up the night before? She was covered in the blood, and there's no way she would have been able to use this bathroom.
Or, get this, maybe the house has a second bathroom. Whoa, imagine that!
It seemed like him, but there was this...
The clown.
Why would Eddie mention the clown here? The only thing that attacked him was the ghost leper outside the house.
What? Do you not remember Pennywise attacking Eddie in the yard behind the leper house? You fucking sinned that scene for Pennywise not killing him. Here's a clip.
Well, float down here.
Wait, why didn't Pennywise kill Eddie? I realize he's trying to build the fear in the town, but he's got this asshole cornered in his backyard. This should be easy.
This sin is straight up false.
Can only virgins see this stuff? Is that why I'm not seeing this shit?
Listen, I love Finn Wolfhard, and he's hilarious in this movie. But why is this character here? The movie spent the entire first hour painstakingly showing us the interactions between it and every other one of these kids. But Richie apparently even gets on the nerves of immortal demons.
Pennywise attacks Richie later, you dumb nut.
Wait, isn't that the homeschool kid's bike?
You know, the kid we introduced 45 minutes ago and found him so interesting that he's never been brought up again.
Because apparently, every character in a movie must be in every second of that movie. I would just like to mention that I agree with the idea that Mike was underutilized in this movie. I just think that this specific sin is a bit idiotic.
Hi, Rich. What are you afraid of? Clowns.
Then why the hasn't Pennywise the fucking clown shown himself to Richie?
You know what? I refuse to believe that Cinemasins waits until after watching a movie in its entirety to write the sins for it, because if they did, then they would know that Pennywise does eventually show himself to Richie when they're in the well house.
Oh, I've heard of you, Miss Marsh.
After years and years of overprotective mothering that would make the mom from Pink Floyd The Wall anxious, Sonia dishes out some classic slut-shaming so we can officially understand how awful of a person she is.
Establishing how shitty a person your villains are is a good thing, yet Jeremy decided to sin it for some reason.
Wait, so it just stopped itting for an entire month? I know Bev stabbed him in the head at the well house, but he didn't seem that hurt. I mean, the f***ing thing only eats every 27 years, but is good with taking a whole 4 weeks off. Come the hell on. Why would Pennywise wait until this f***ing moment to abduct Bev? And the other times he's killed, the kids have been in the sewers, but this time he makes a house call?
Do you not remember all the other times, like with Bill and Stan and Mike, that Bill attacked in places other than the sewers? Hell, this is the exact same fucking room that he attacked Bev in earlier in the movie.
So were none of them charged with any crimes related to the murder of Henry Bowers?
Henry does not die here. We see in the sequel that Henry survived and that he was the one arrested for the murder of the missing kids. I understand that this video was released before the sequel came out, so Jeremy did not have this information at the time, but he's still wrong, so I'm still gonna send it. So the sin total is 12, and for the penalty, I will remove all of the sins, because apparently Jeremy has some kind of problem with that. So the sin total is now 0.